Big hair, don't care. Hello and welcome back. Today is Thursday, April 9th, and it is day 11 of At Home Learning. Yesterday, we read chapter 3 of Little Rock Girl 1957. So today I'm going to talk through that chapter with you, do a little analysis, then we'll wrap up just talking about some of the other pieces we have going in terms of assessment. So, the title of chapter 3 is Two Symbolic Photos. Okay? In previewing my text features, one of the first things I noticed as I scroll through the text is the photographs. There are a lot of photographs in this chapter. The first half of the chapter, the photos are all in black and white, and they focus a lot on Elizabeth Eckford and the Little Rock crisis. About halfway through the chapter, I noticed that the pictures go from black and white to color. The first thing that suggests to me is we have just made a time hop from past to present. As I look at the content of the photographs, I notice that checks out. We still have the Little Rock Nine and Elizabeth Eckford, but we have them in a more modern setting. So that suggests to me right off the bat that structurally, this chapter is kind of cut down the middle. That the first half deals with the past, and the second half deals with the present. I put present in quotation marks because it is a modern time period, but it is not actually present like right now. It is the 1990s. Style-wise, when I look at the first part of the chapter, almost immediately I realize that I'm starting out with a narrative. Will Counts appears to be my main character, and the thing that jumps out to me the absolute most is the description. Right away, we're getting very, very, very precise sensory details from Shelley Tugas so that I feel like I'm there in the scene with Will Counts as he's taking that initial photograph. The rest of that first half of the chapter focuses on Counts and his career in photography. Overall, it stays narrative, kind of biography, with little bits of informational text interspersed, kind of explaining more of the technical aspects of his career. Midway through the chapter, when we make that leap forward in time, we do stay in the narrative style, but we switch from our main character being Will Counts to more of a focus on Elizabeth Eckford and actually, surprisingly, Hazel Bryan. We learned that the two women actually reconciled their differences. They were featured together in numerous talk shows and speaking engagements, and they were even photographed a second time by Counts in a photograph that is titled Reconciliation. Tragically, we learn at the end of the chapter that the relationship soured and that many of Elizabeth Eckford's friends and family members felt that Hazel Bryan was using Eckford for the fame and celebrity. So now's the question of why. Why structure the chapter this way, and how does it kind of fit into the larger picture of the text? On its own, the way the chapter is put together makes sense to me. It's kind of a chronological structure, even though we take out a huge chunk right in the middle. Since we've talked about the fact that the subject of the book is not Elizabeth Eckford herself, or even the Little Rock Nine, but the photograph that was taken of Elizabeth Eckford on her first attempt to attend school, it makes sense to talk about Will Counts and his career. I feel like I got more information about him as a photographer and professor than I ever really wanted or needed as a reader, but I can understand why Shelley Tugas included it. The information later in the chapter is also helpful in terms of like the story of Elizabeth Eckford and understanding how this photograph impacted her life overall. In terms of how it fits in the book at this point, you know what? I don't care. I'm gonna say it.
Say it. I don't care that you broke your elbow.
It feels random. It feels strange. So we just keep kind of jumping back and forth in time, and although that keeps the book interesting, it is a little bit confusing to me as a reader. I understand that so far it seems that Shelley Tugas is organizing her chapters based on subjects or topics or concepts rather than periods of time, but I'm getting a little bit of whiplash from going back and forth in time. We'll have to see what chapter 4 holds in store for us, but I feel like chapter 3 is kind of a turning point where I, as a reader, am a little bit confused by the why she chose to structure this way. Share your thoughts in the chapter 3 discussion thread on Canvas. What do you think of the structure of the book so far, and why do you think Shelley Tugas chose to structure chapter 3 this way? We'll look at chapter 4 on Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. Chapter 4 is a bit longer, so we'll break that one up into 2 parts, but feel free to go ahead and preview or read ahead if you choose. Other items for this week: remember that you have IXL C3. Again, if you're working on level I or level J, that is C1, but for level H 6th grade, it is C3. That is your required skill. Your optional extra credit is E2. Also remember that you have a yellow reading log due tomorrow. I've gone over how to find that and how to submit that numerous times. So if you are confused, you need some help, go ahead and reach out and message me, but I don't think we need to go over it again. Keep reading 20 minutes each day. Your purple reading log, which is our next assignment, will be available for you on Canvas starting on Tuesday next week. Also, feel free to just chat about your book, what you're liking, what you're disliking on our book talk discussion thread on Canvas. The final item is I am including the assignment sheet and score sheet for the Create Your Future project. It is available in the Live Your Dream Unit 2 folder, but I'm going to go ahead and include it with this post here today. Given our new circumstances, I'm going to make the new due date for that assignment Friday, May 1st. As was already an option with the original assignment, I would encourage most of you to use the Google Slides option. If there's another digital platform that you feel like you would rather use for your project, that's fine. If you have questions, message me and we can make a plan together. So guys, I've been pre-recording the vlog, as I'm sure you are aware, and I got a little bit recorded ahead over spring break, and this is the first recording I'm doing since we got the news that school will remain closed for the rest of the year. And I just want to take a minute to tell you that I did find this news heartbreaking because I was so thrilled about my classes this semester. You're a great group of students, and I feel a little bit cheated that I don't get to spend the rest of the year with you. But on a positive note, I know that as 6th graders, and then me being who I am, we're gonna have lots more opportunities to spend time together. Some of you might end up on my student news crew. Some of you might end up on my soccer team. Some of you will join AVID and go on college visits with me. A lot of you will probably go on the reach out trip with me in October. So although we weren't able to finish the year together, this is definitely not the end of our story. I love you and I want to support you in any way I can. I miss you very much and I wish you all the best weekend. Feel free to reach out anytime.